From the heart of Wayne County, this is Wayne Goldsboro Television, Goldsboro, North Carolina.
Today is Friday. Oh boy, we made it all the way to the end of the week. We did. And we're very happy about that. The weather's going to be nice, going to be coolish. It's going to be very nice over the weekend. Today is Friday, February 20-something, 2016. And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.
What is today?
I think it's the 26th.
It is the 26th.
Look at that. Look at that.
There you go. It's the
There you
26th.
go.
Very good. Outstanding. Tomorrow.
Outstanding.
Outstanding. Tomorrow's the 27th, and that means that tomorrow the Black History Month, Black History Parade is going to be held in Mount Olive beginning tomorrow morning. And the parade starts at, lineup starts at 11:30 tomorrow morning, and then the parade itself starts at 1 p.m. Probably not going to be raining, so we won't worry about the rain date, but it's going to be a nice, long parade. Hope you're able to attend and enjoy that. And you know, every year at the Black History Month parade, Black History Parade in Mount Olive, the streets are lined with food trucks. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Yeah, and you talk about good eating. But that's tomorrow at in Mount Olive.
That's right.
Hope you're able to attend. Let's see what else we have here. Something that's very special right here, the Brain Injury Support Group here in Wayne County. Wayne County's Brain Injury Support Group meeting the second Saturday of each month at the Peggy Seeger Senior Center on East Ash Street. And they ask that you join them for information on resources for survivors and enjoy the fellowship and fun of being together. They want to provide support for those who have survived brain injury, for their families and for their friends. And you're asked to be there the second Saturday of each month. That's coming up soon. That'll be in March, second Saturday in March at 10 o'clock at the Senior Center. And it'll only last until about 11:30 or so. But anyway, refreshments will be served. If you want to know more about this, you need more information about this, you can call Pier. And Pier's number is 394-1091, 394-1091. Or Martha is at a 252 area code. If you're in the 252 area code, you could call Martha at 481-5679. 481-5679. Yeah. You got plans for the weekend?
Right. You know, we don't have plans. We're going to try and get out and about. Hopefully it'll be very nice, and we might try to go over to Mount Olive on tomorrow.
That'll be nice.
Yeah, you know, last weekend there was the big 3HC had their Mardi Gras.
Oh, yeah.
And we weren't able to go to that, but I heard it was wonderful, and I just hope it was wildly successful. Home Health and Hospice is just remarkable here in our community.
Yes,
We're very fortunate to have the facility that's here and the incredible hearts that are behind it that are running things. So they had that, and we were able to go to the Boy Scouts, had a fundraiser on Sunday. So I think this weekend's going to be a calm weekend. And we're gearing up at the Chamber for the annual Friends of Seymour. The annual Friends of Seymour Johnson Air Force Base Gala. And that'll be Saturday the 12th. Of March. So before we change the clocks, right?
Yes,
we're gonna be at Walnut Creek for that. So tickets are on sale for that, and we do hope that we'll have a great community showing for that event.
Plans are, since you're talking about calendars, a couple of things here. First of all, don't forget to move your clocks ahead 1 hour on March 13th. That's Sunday, March 13th. Daylight saving time begins. And I'm going to throw this out there right now. It may be a little bit early, but beginning March 1. Plans are on March 1st, I hope we're able to do this, for tickets to go on sale for the April Fool's Follies at the Paramount Theater. You will not want to miss this. There's not been a show like this at the Paramount.
Ever. I'm very excited. I'm very excited about it.
I'm very nervous about it.
I'm very excited.
It's going to be, and we'll tell you more about this the closer we get to it, but tickets are $15 for the April Fool's Follies, and some people know about this, and it's a lot of serious entertainment. a little song, a little dance, a little seltzer down your pants, that kind of thing. But there's also, and that's very serious stuff. I mean, we've got a stand-up comedian, we've got a magician, we've got a lot of music, we got a jazz band, we've got Donald Sutton, we've got Casey Sutton, we've got all kinds of great, we've got a tap dancer, oh man, got all kinds of great entertainment. And between each and every act, you're going to see some really sick people.
Stop it. Funny, hilarious, gifted, talented.
Okay, well, that kind of sick, yeah. It'll be Jeff Holtz,
Yes.
Kurt Keller, Brent Hood is one of us, Carol Bowden, Julie Beck is a maniac, and yours truly. I'm the only serious one of the bunch.
It's going to be incredible.
It's going to be a great show, and I hope you're able to attend. This is for the United Way of Wayne County. Hope you're able to attend. All net proceeds will benefit United Way of Wayne County. And I've been asked to make a point. This is not part of the campaign.
Right.
This money will go to United Way in helping to run United Way, so they can focus on other areas and not have to worry about where the money's coming from to operate. So this will be a big help for not the campaign, but for United Way. And I do hope you're able to attend this thing April 1st at the Paramount Theater, beginning at 7 p.m. Tickets go on sale the 1st of March.
Right.
I hope. Okay.
Okay, looking forward to it.
Now it is time for our
Purdue?
question of the day.
Okay, yes, go.
Oui. The category is Bon Appetit. It's a question. Oh my, it's in French. What?
Stop it.
Oh, okay. It's in, okay. Aha. Oh.
Oh.
Who hosted the PBS television show The French Chef? Oui. From 1963 to 1973, over a 10-year period, this person, over a 10-year period, hosted a program entitled The French Chef on PBS. And here's the thing, this person was not French. Who was that person? Call now. Operators are standing by. I won't give the number out. I gave the number out last week. Or I made a number up. I won't do that. Okay. Call now. The number is R. We're going to go to our interview. Can we go to our interview?
We can.
We can go to our interview now, and we'll be back. Today we're in northern Wayne County in the Pikeville area, and we're here talking with Jessica Strickland, and we're in the yard of a homeowner, a citizen here in Wayne County, who is planning on planting a tree, a brand new tree, right,
Yes,
Jessica? What's going on?
I'm going to plant a pecan tree today. Pecan trees are very popular in our area.
Yes, they are.
And so people look at planting some so they can have some pecans for the holidays or to sell and so forth.
Okay.
And so we're going to go through as far as the steps of looking at how to select pecan varieties, but also about how to properly plant a pecan tree.
Okay, now if he planted, this is the middle of February, so if he plants that now, when will we be able to get pecans, like next week or something?
No, it'll be a few years.
Oh,
so it takes,
years.
Yes, yeah,
Oh,
it takes a few
okay.
years before you start getting some, but you'll start to probably within, I'd say 3 or 4 years, start to get a few, and then it'll pick up more as you get closer to 10
Very
years.
good.
Yeah.
Pecan trees, they come in different varieties, different cultivars?
They do. There's with pecan trees, they're a little unusual in that with their pollination, you have to consider that they're monoecious, and that means that there's male flower parts and female flower parts.
Right.
The male flower parts sometimes will release pollen before the female flower parts open. When we look at pecan varieties and we look at picking 2 types, we want to get one from group or type 1 and one from the group that they call type 2. For type 1, some of the varieties include Cape Fear and Pawnee. For type 2, there's more to pick from, including Sumner, Elliott, Gloria Grand, and Stewart. So are some of the common ones.
Right.
And when you do look at pecan varieties, you probably can see in catalogs and so forth, there's a lot to pick from. However, not all of them are suited for our area. So it's important to get ones that are suited for our area. There's some that might work better further south in Texas, Georgia, where pecan trees are also popular, but not necessarily all of those work for our area.
Are we zone 8A or B?
8A.
8A. That's our zone. Will the pecan be tagged accordingly?
They will. You want to buy from a reliable source. If you're ordering through a catalog, sometimes you might find that they don't really, it might not be very clear what the variety is. So you really want to track down what is that variety and make sure you get one from a type 1 group and one from a type 2 so you get adequate pollination.
Okay, now when is this is the middle of February. When's the best time to plant trees and shrubs?
It would be right now as far as you're talking about pecan trees, fruit trees, those types of things. You're looking at planting right now. Pecan trees you can get bare rooted, which is what we've got here. That it's ball and burlap with a little bit of soil, but bare root means that you mostly just have the roots. You can get container grown pecans also. The container grown you can plant a little earlier, looking at even November all the way through May.
Okay.
But the bare root you're looking at usually whenever late winter when it's dormant.
Okay. Now you mentioned this is the burlap, ball and burlap variety. Do we know the cultivar here?
I believe this is a Stewart. We've got a Stewart and a Cape Fear, so we're planting two of each group, so that way we get pollination.
The homeowner is shaking his head, nodding affirmatively. All right. So where do we stand now? He's got to dig this hole, right?
Yes. Yeah, we've got to look at, there's a few things that you want to pay attention to. With
what are you paying attention to?
With digging a hole, you want to make sure that you dig it wide enough. For pecan trees, that's important because they have a large tap root, and you're going to have some long roots when you unwrap that burlap. So you want to give those roots a chance to spread out. If you plant it and those roots are curled up together, they're going to keep going growing around in a circle and choking the tree.
So you undo the burlap and then make sure that you spread the roots out.
Yeah, you want to spread the roots out, and you don't want to go too deep. As with any tree, you want to make sure that it's level with the ground or a little higher. So avoiding planting too deep is important too.
If you plant too deep, that means that the water could collect there and end up drowning that.
That's
thing.
right, and you're suffocating the base of your tree also.
Kind of choking it off.
That's right.
Okay. And what else? Anything else? Or are we ready to get started?
With pecan trees, they do have a graft union. They're grafted where the root part is a different type of variety than the top part, and they're grafted so you have a stronger tree that'll grow better. So you got to look at, and we'll point out with here is you got to look for that graft union, and you got to make sure it's about 2 or 3 inches above the soil, so that way you don't bury it. If you bury it, there's going to eventually you'll have roots coming from above that graft union, and you're going to have a poor root system that's coming from the top portion, not the bottom portion.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the perfect time of year to be doing this.
Yes.
If we could get the homeowner over here. Homeowner, come over this way, sir. That's all right. Come right here. Gee,
how you doing, Mr. Alley?
Hello there. And what is your name, sir?
My name is Kevin Johnson.
No, Kevin Johnson. All right. All right. Well, you go to work.
Okay, I'm gonna work.
Please,
I'm gonna work.
if you would, please, and
Yes,
and we'll have a narrative as you are working.
You see, I put a flag. My wife said I could plant the tree right here.
She said you could plant the tree here.
Yeah, so we got a flag right here.
We got a flag.
Yes.
All right, we have
Get rid of the flag.
Get
That's
rid of
the
the
first
flag.
thing you got to do.
Is throw the flag away.
Okay, Jessica's got to tell me how deep and how wide.
All right. Yep. All right, so Jessica, how deep and how wide?
So you want to look at the roots. So you can see how long those roots are. So you're going to want to give them a chance to spread out.
Yeah.
So you're going to have a pretty wide hole. And you're looking at right in here is about how deep you're going to plant it. Okay. So you can see it's a long taproot. So it's going to be a pretty good sized hole.
Just above the root line here.
Yes, and then right here
that's the graft.
Is the graft union. So we want to make sure that's above the ground as much as possible.
All right, so we got 2 or 3 inches here.
Yes.
Graft above ground, these roots, and you want to spread these roots out.
We want to spread those out.
So we're looking at, that's what, 2 feet, 2 feet? Give us about 18, 20 feet.
18 or 20 feet. I'll work right on that. Yes, sir.
Okay, maybe not quite that much.
Okay, y'all can come back in about a day. It'll take me that long.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, while he's digging, I'm going to walk over around you here, if I may, and we're going to get word from Jessica about your technique. How's he doing?
Doing fine.
Okay.
And while he's digging, I will mention too, we didn't talk about spacing of pecan trees.
Yes.
Most of the time you're looking at planting 1 or 2. There's not a big concern with spacing.
Yeah.
But with spacing pecan trees, if you're going to have several, you want to have them at least 60 to 80 feet apart.
6 to 8 feet.
60 to 80.
60 to 80 feet apart.
That's right. You want them spaced out because keep in mind they're going to be very large shade trees one day.
Okay.
So you want to give them space, avoid power lines, getting too close to a house, those types of scenarios. But also you want to keep, for pollination again, you want to make sure that they're at least within 200 feet or so of each other. So you want to make sure that they're not too far away from each other so you don't miss that pollination opportunity.
All right, Jessica, now let's take a look at this right here. You're putting the taproot down into that hole. That hole is about as long as that taproot is long.
Yeah, we've got it on, and you want to make sure not to get too deep. So to kind of judge, we're looking at about here, right where those roots are. We still want to make sure the grafting is above, and really a lot of times you're better to be a little higher up and not to avoid planting too deep.
You don't want the soil to sink down and gather
That's right,
water.
and you got to consider it's going to sink down, so you pack the soil back down a little bit. Not a lot, you don't want to compact it, but you do want to press it down some just to get any air pockets out. And then as you fill it up, fill the hole up with soil, you're just going to spread these roots out the best you can.
Okay. All right, if we could get our laborer back in here. So Jessica, what's the temperature out here today?
Oh, I don't know.
Cold.
Yes, it is cold today.
I'd say it's in the mid-30s.
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right. Mid-30s, but it's still a good time to be planting. Why is it better to plant in cold weather?
What you're doing is planting the tree while it's dormant. So then when spring kicks in, it's warming up with the soil temperatures, and that's going to trigger it to start growing. So you're taking advantage of that growth spurt at the early spring.
And you say dormant. Now that means that all the nutrients in the tree are still. They're near the bottom there.
Yes.
And there's no heat or anything to bring the nutrients up into the tree.
That's right. Yeah, the tree's dormant. That there's not a lot of action going on. It's pretty much kind of just sitting waiting for spring. And that's usually when, of course, like the leaves are off of your deciduous trees and so forth. There's still, trees, there's still things going on. It's just not as active during the dormant time.
Right. And that's true for shrubbery as well, isn't it?
It is.
Yes. It's a good time to plant azaleas?
It is. Yeah, it's a good time to go ahead and start planting. Usually, we say the fall for most of our landscape tree and shrubs. But our fruit, like pecan trees, fruit and nut trees, blueberries, grapevines, you're looking at late winter, early spring for planting time. As you're planting, a couple things to keep in mind. You want to put your native soil back in the hole. A lot of times people ask about, can I put potting soil or a better soil back in? What will happen is you end up with a pocket of different type of soil compared to what's surrounding it, and you got to consider as this tree gets larger, those roots are going to be really far out. So you want the native soil so those roots continue to grow out and don't try to stay where that different soil was.
So if you put in a better soil, the tree's going to like that soil and only grow where that soil is.
It won't really, it doesn't really encourage the roots to grow out. The other thing too is you don't want to fertilize or put any fertilizer in the hole right now. That would burn the roots, so you want to avoid that also.
Should you ever put any kind of compost in there?
You could incorporate some compost. That would help improve drainage, but the main thing is you want to make sure you're putting the native soil back in.
All right, now what about this? Should this go back into it?
What you can do with that is probably put it on the top and almost use that as a little bit of a mulch on top.
That'll work.
Once you finish planting the tree, if your soil is on the dry side, which we've had a lot of rain, so you probably don't really need a lot of water right now, but as the tree's getting established throughout the year, you do want to water it regularly to keep it healthy and keep those roots growing. And you can mulch just to keep the weeds down around it.
It's always good to mulch.
Yes, it is.
Now, how much mulch is good?
You're looking at about 2 to 3 inches, but you don't want to pile it up against the trunk of the tree. You want to keep it away because, again, especially pecans, that graft union. You don't want the mulch to get there and then start getting roots from that graft union.
So put 2 to 3 inches, maybe even 4 inches of mulch. But
I'd say 2 to 3.
2 to
probably.
3.
Yeah.
Don't
you
go over
don't don't want it too deep.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the important thing is to keep it away from the trunk.
Yes.
That's the important thing. And I see people all the time put it up, all the way up the tree.
Yeah, and then
That's not good.
Yeah, and what it's doing is suffocating the base of the tree. But especially with this, with a graft union, you've got another problem of you don't want roots coming from that.
Right.
From this union.
Okay. And he's up above the soil line a little bit, but that's okay.
A lot of times with trees and shrubs, we'd rather have them a little higher because this is going to sink a little probably. Rather have it a little higher so you've got good drainage compared to if it's too deep.
Jessica, you're bringing out the pruning shears.
I am.
Why are you doing this?
A lot of people don't want to do this, but the recommendation is you've got a really tall tree here compared to a small root system.
Okay.
And your first year or so, especially your first year, you're focused on, you want to get the roots established.
Right.
So what happens is you're going to have a lot of growth on this tree and not as much root system to support that.
Okay.
And also as far as to pump water into the tree and so forth, or to store energy. So the recommendation is to cut about 1/3 of the tree off. Even though you've purchased it and you paid for it, however, you'd rather cut about 1/3 of it off, and that's going to put it more in balance with your root system.
To encourage new growth.
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
Okay, we'll take a whack at it then. Mr. She's over there crying that you're cutting this thing off.
I know, it is hard.
Look at it.
It is hard to think about that. It is hard to think about doing that, but it's going to allow that root system to catch up some with the top.
Yeah.
And that's also going to start your growth there as far as your branches and so forth start growing as it grows taller.
So in the next 2 to 3 years, this will really be a nice tree.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your new tree. Yes, sir. Fine job. Today we're talking with Maurice Greene, and Maurice is the Wayne County Housekeeping Supervisor here, and that's a big undertaking. Now, what do you do here? What does that mean?
Actually, my department is responsible for keeping all the buildings clean. Yes. For
Vacuuming, cleaning windows.
Cleaning, waxing floors.
Making it look good.
Windows.
Keeping it looking good.
Keeping it looking good for the public as well as the people that work for the county.
So how many people do you have doing this?
I supervise about 22 people.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Now, they're not all here in the courthouse.
They're not all in the courthouse. They're spread out throughout the county. So.
And how long have you been doing this type of work?
This type of work, probably about 10 years.
Okay, you're ex-military, is that right?
Yes, I am.
Branch?
Army.
All right, sir. Come right over here. I don't want you to get away from me, okay?
Okay.
So how long have you been with the county, Maurice?
Been with the county about 2 years.
Okay. What would you consider to be really challenging about what your personnel has to do here in the courthouse to keep everything looking spick and span? What's tough?
Maintaining the buildings. For the public come in, they're in and out all day.
Yeah.
Just maintaining cleanliness and making sure everything's disinfected, and just keeping the buildings clean.
If the building is not maintained properly, is there a danger to the public?
There is a danger to the public as far as communicable diseases could occur.
Okay.
I
hadn't thought about that.
Yes.
Airborne illnesses.
Airborne illnesses.
Yeah.
Yes.
And sweeping, vacuuming, mopping, waxing, all that.
All that. We have to do all that. We have to maintain the buildings in order for people to come in, and they expect to come into a clean building. So.
A lot of times I'll see them in the elevators actually cleaning the floors in the elevators. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yes. We clean elevator floors, ceilings, vents, bathrooms, what have you. Anything in the interior of the building, we clean.
Okay. What about the exterior? Do you get into that at all?
My department, we have a grounds department, so they clean the sidewalks and do the trash cans right outside the buildings and so forth.
Again, the idea is to keep it clean, keep it from blowing trash around.
That's right.
Keep it healthy.
Keep it healthy.
All right, that's the main goal, I suppose.
That's the main goal.
Right.
And we do a fantastic job. I got a good staff. Everybody's on board. We got some new things coming up in the future.
That's good.
We got new buildings going up, so we're excited about that. We want to make sure they're maintained properly. So we got a lot of training that's coming. So we're really excited about where we're going.
All right. So you have 20-some people working in your department. And,
yes.
And they're keeping the everything clean around here. I've noticed, in fact, I've seen them disinfecting these handrails.
Yes, you have to. Especially this time of the year with a lot of colds and flu viruses and stuff going on, you have to make sure that you disinfect frequently.
And I know at some point you probably discovered an unusual item brought to you saying, hey, somebody left this here. What's the most unusual, if you can think of anything, item that somebody may have left that was discovered by someone cleaning?
Basically, clothing.
Clothing,
yes.
I was hoping for a car, but anyway.
Yeah, clothing from restrooms and so forth. So,
okay.
Yes.
I can understand that. Does anybody ever come back and say, hey, I left my hat here, I left my coat, left my underwear?
Yes, they do. We turn it into security, and they go back to security, and they recover it right there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Very good. Okay, so what are some of the other challenges that you might encounter in your job as housekeeping?
Housekeeping supervisor.
Yeah.
The challenges we have, again, is the public. We have to make sure that we go behind the public and keep everything nice and clean.
If you see anybody throwing trash on the floor, do you go over and stomp their feet?
No.
I would. Let me tell you.
No,
don't do that.
We don't want to do that.
Oh, come on now.
We'll pick it up.
Just for fun. You make them pick it? No, you don't.
No, we don't make them pick it up. Okay. We'll pick it up.
You say thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you, have a nice day. Come back to see us again.
Oh, you're too nice. Okay, Maurice, I'll tell you what, I appreciate you speaking with us.
Okay.
As housekeeping supervisor, Maurice Greene with the County of Wayne, keeping the buildings in the county, all of them, clean and safe for the public. Thank you, Maurice.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
And we are back on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Thank you for being with us. We didn't run you away, did we? That's a good thing. Isn't that a good thing?
It's a good thing.
That's a good thing. Okay, we're here and you're there, and thank you for being there, because everybody has to be somewhere. The answer to today's trivia question is, who hosted the PBS television program, The French Chef, from 1963 to 73? And the name is Julia Child.
No.
Yes.
No.
You knew that. You knew that.
I didn't know she was on PBS.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can you do an impersonation of her?
Well, you take the chicken and you put them in the pot. You stir it around and you throw them out. And the kitchen catches fire, well, you just grab a fire extinguisher.
That was really
I
good.
love Julia Child.
Yes.
She was wonderful. Do you know that in World War II she was a spy?
No.
Yes, she was. She was with the French Underground.
Wow.
French Underground, one of the Undergrounds. She was with them.
I did not know
And
that.
she was really.
I did not know that.
Yeah, she was a spy. Yeah,
Wow.
she was so cool.
Wow. Smart lady.
Because they never thought anybody that talked like that could ever possibly be a spy, They said, well, we'll show them. We'll just fool everybody, But she was wonderful, and
Wow.
yeah, Miss Julia Child too. She was quite the entertainer. Okay, Julia Child, the answer to today's trivia question, and save the date, because on April 15th, you are asked to Have a Heart for Kids. Have a Heart for Kids is a program that's sponsored by, it's a fundraiser sponsored by the Communities in Schools program. Selena Bennett and everyone there. On April 15th, we'll ask you to attend the Terrace Room, downtown Goldsboro. The Terrace Room at 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. And for $30 a person or $60 a couple, you can enjoy sparkles and spirits, you can enjoy hors d'oeuvres, you can enjoy entertainment and a silent auction and raffle. This is all beginning at 6 p.m. Have a Heart for Kids, 6 p.m., April 15th, downtown at the Terrace Room.
Yeah, and they're doing such incredible things for our students,
Yes.
And being such a supportive agency. It's quite remarkable. If you can't go to that event on the 15th, please consider purchasing a ticket or two and finding someone else that you could give it to, an opportunity for them to
Great
go.
idea.
Or if you can go online and find out more about what they're doing. Selena would welcome a conversation with you. I'll go ahead and put that out there. If you want to know more, she will talk to you about what they're doing. And if you want to support in another way but aren't able to go to that, I'm certain they will welcome it.
Yes, indeed. Well, is that it?
Well, one last thing.
yeah,
The
one last
University of Mount Olive on the 27th, which is Saturday, is their annual Winter Glitz. And that is coming up, putting on the Ritz. We're going to hear a lot more about this great event that they hold annually.
That's tomorrow.
It is tomorrow.
Yeah.
So University of Mount Olive, I don't know if you can see this very clearly or not, but this beautiful publication is their 2016 events. If you'd like to know what's going on at the University of Mount Olive, you may contact them and they will mail you one of these. They have scads of events throughout the year, or you can contact the Chamber, and their information is on our website as well.
Wow. How do we contact the Chamber?
You can either call 919-734-2241, or my email address is on the screen right there.
Yes, it is, isn't it? Yes, it is. KateD@WayneCountyChamber.com.
Yes.
Got it. All right. I guess that's a wrap for this week, isn't it?
That's it.
Okay, that's a wrap for this week. We'll be back in here Monday morning, bright and early around 7 o'clock. If you missed that program, it repeats at noon, then again at 5:30 p.m. Join us at that time. Have a great, safe weekend. Please wear your seatbelt while you're out traveling around the county or across the country. So until Monday, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.
And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television.